All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is David Patrick Harry with Church of the Eternal Logos, and tonight I want to talk to you guys about why Elon Musk is not your savior. And so tonight's stream is prompted by, excuse me, a series of sort of public disposition regarding a multitude of topics that I've been seeing unfolding really over the last few years. Regarding Elon Musk as some sort of countercultural hero. Obviously, the most recent has to do with Twitter and him buying 9% of Twitter stock only to choose not to be on the board. And this, I saw even conservatives talking about how, this is just part of a larger strategic plan that he's gonna take over the entire company. And this got me to want to talk about this sort of fervor. I see Elon Musk, and this is what we're going to be talking very honestly about a lot of the things regarding his history, many of the companies he's been associated with. I do not make any claims about him not being intelligent, about him not running his company successfully. I'm only going to talk about factual things. I have tons and tons of articles, but Elon Musk has talked about, for example, he talks about being the founder of PayPal. He wasn't the founder of PayPal. Peter Thiel was the founder of PayPal, which was named by it was a previous name before PayPal, in which they acquired X.com, which was the company that Elon Musk created, which lost a bunch of money, and that Confinity, the company that Peter Thiel owned, bought X.com, incorporated it into their own business, eventually forcing Musk to leave. I think he only had shares, and that's how he got money from PayPal. And it's not PayPal that made him all his wealth. It was called Zip2. It was a previous business that he founded with his brother. And the sort of coming to tail narrative of Elon, coming rags to riches, that isn't even accurate either. When you dive deeper into it, you'll see that he actually was born into a wealthy family, that they had ownership of an emerald mine in South Africa, and that his mother, who's a very prominent and famous model, when she divorced his father and moved from South Africa back to Canada, they lived a very, very nice lifestyle. I've seen stuff where Elon talks about him and, he had to pay for college. Wasn't true either. They had tons of money. And when they were doing Zip2, when he was running Zip2 with his brother, his mother would come, buy their groceries, fill their apartment full of food, and then give them $10,000 a month. We're talking about the 80s and the 90s. $10,000 a month, $100,000 split between two brothers to work on their own company from their mother doesn't sound like somebody who was born poor. And so the whole thing that I want to talk about, this is not to say that, that Elon Musk is a total charlatan. I think that there's just a lot of misconceptions publicly, and that there's been a narrative that has surrounded and encapsulated Elon Musk that many people buy into, that he is this incredible tech genius, that he is setting the standard moving forward. Well, just look at Tesla Motors. Well, he didn't found Tesla Motors either. And it's so funny that I look at all these online articles, and article after article says that Elon Musk, founder of Tesla. Well, go look it up. Two gentlemen, and we can pull it up here. It's Eberhard was the sort of main mastermind behind Tesla Motors, and he was a professor, I believe, at Berkeley. Him and another gentleman were deeply embedded in the automotive industry, and basically decided what could they come up with if they blended a Prius and a Porsche. And this was the basis for what became the Tesla Roadster. Well, of course, eventually they need capital. Tesla Motors was founded easily a year before Elon Musk, and they need some capital. They reach out to Elon Musk, which at that point had already, again, sold Zip2, made a lot of money with him and his brother. and then created X.com. X.com did not go very well. However, Confinity, a company that was created by Peter Thiel, which then leads into, this was supposed to be part of this online banking enterprise, which does become PayPal. But that's after they acquire X.com from Elon and then basically remove him from all operations. And he just had a bunch of stock in Confinity, which becomes PayPal, and then eventually PayPal is sold. So Elon Musk is basically the real story behind him is that he acquires wealth, he comes from wealth, and he invests in the things, and then he sort of takes it over. He gets rid of the actual owners. And I see this as, and so then the limelight and this, he's the ultimate gaslighter. Elon Musk is the more you dive into it, he's the ultimate gaslighter. Why? Because he does the opposite of everything he says he's going to do. Oh, he's the Twitter is just the latest one, but what about the trucker convoy? Oh, well, at the same time he's supporting the trucker convoy and the truckers, he's also talking about getting that trucking should be an automated enterprise and that all those jobs should be done away with and they should be automated by robots and AI and all this different stuff. Oh, that seems like counterintuitive. He warns everybody, goes on the Joe Rogan podcast and warns everybody about the impending doom of artificial intelligence, and then proceeds to create artificial intelligence. Neuralink, for example, one of his other companies, founded by 8 other people. You never hear about them, all of which are PhDs, all of which had a specialty related to Neuralink. Musk just had the money. And you see this prominent pattern when you dive deeper and deeper into his stories and the projects he's been involved with. He's the money bag. He brings money to it, and I'm not saying he's not an intelligent man. I have no idea. Obviously, I do believe Tesla is an valued company, dramatically overvalued. And when you compare it to other automotive industries, they pay no stockholder dividends. They pay no dividends. And so if you own stock, you're not really getting any money by owning Tesla stock. Yet Elon Musk, in this dramatic increase of wealth, we saw in, what was it, 2020, he became the wealthiest man in the world, and then he got passed up by Jeff Bezos again. That Elon Musk, basically the entirety of his wealth is Tesla. And so without Tesla, he wouldn't be this multi-billionaire. And so you look at Tesla stock, it's like $800 or something. You compare that to like a Ford or a GM Motors stock, and it's $15, $20, somewhere around there. And you see this dramatic over-evaluation for Tesla Motors. And then you look at how much it costs per vehicle. I mean, it's just, who knows? But we look at people, conservatives. Oh, he criticized the pronouns. Elon Musk criticized the pronouns. He must not be woke. But then he apologizes and says he fully supports trans children, and that it was just that the multiplicity of pronouns, he has an aesthetic issue. Again, I have this article we can look at today. Oh, it's just an aesthetic issue. An aesthetic issue is why he has a problem with pronouns, not transgenderism, not transgender kids. You look at the most recent girlfriend he had, Grimes. She's basically an open Satanist. She talks openly about artificial intelligence, transhumanism. I mean, look at her music videos. Multiple music videos are totally fused with this concept of humanity blending with AI, again, which Elon Musk warns us about, but then he has Neuralink and he wants to put a microchip into your brain. And I'm going to have some very brutal footage that we're going to look at. It's not for the weak stomached. So I'm just going to FYI, we are going to just briefly look at this, but some of you may have to turn away, that this whole Neuralink thing, again, the 5G satellites, right when the coup happened in 2020, that April, it just so happened the U.S. government gave him a license to send up thousands of 5G satellites into the atmosphere to help with Starlink. Again, his sort of internet enterprise for fast internet in all places. So I have tons and tons of articles to look at Elon Musk and this whole concept of him as a savior for humanity. I believe is a total gaslight. And when you look at many of the things he's promised, and then how the expectations are always, he gets investment, he acquires money. I think that most of what he does is really backed by taxpayer money and the federal government. I imagine that most of his wealth and his enterprises wouldn't work if there wasn't some sort of transactional agreement between him and the government. And so you can see this in a multitude of things. The other thing, Doge Elon, right? The Dogecoin, we were, to the moon. And then then Elon's associated with crypto. He's associated with Bitcoin, all this. And then what's he do a week later? Oh, actually, Tesla is no longer going to accept Bitcoin because of environmental issues. You see, he's a gaslighter. Almost everything you look into, he does the exact opposite. Be it AI, tells you how dangerous it is. And then he literally is building what's called a Tesla robot, which again, according to people on the project and who are working with it, they expect to basically replace all Amazon workers. That all the people who work inside an Amazon factory, they basically can be replaced by what they're calling a Tesla robot. Don't you see how this goes along with the larger agenda here? Don't you see how everything he invests in is actually coinciding with a larger 2030 agenda? I don't want to say too many hot words here because obviously we know the algorithm is listening. But this whole public persona of Elon Musk, I find just a little bit hard to swallow the more you dive into it. And so, like Trump, I think Elon Musk is a total false savior, false hero archetype. And we saw this happen in 2016 with Donald Trump. Of course, a year before, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, they're invited to Trump's children's wedding. But then 2016 happens, and then we have the Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, and yeah, we know the Russia hoax. We know that Obama and Clinton used the intelligence agencies to spy on Trump, but we also know that Trump wasn't going to drain the swamp. Look at all his hires, and you still see this fervor amongst the supporters that they want to write off Trump's, poor choices, his ineffectiveness as, well, he had a lot of forces against him. He was going to do a lot of things. He was going to build the wall. They had the House and the Senate and the presidency in 2016, and not a whole lot was accomplished. And when we still see this fervor of this hopefulness that Trump's going to come back in 2024, he's going to save us. And it's because Trump spoke out against very obvious things in the country. He spoke out against the illegal immigration. He spoke out against the corruption in Washington. He spoke out against the cartel enterprise known as the Clinton Foundation. And I think that's what Elon Musk does. Yes, he said, oh, Joe Biden should open the pipeline. Yeah, probably. Look at the oil production. Look, the whole narrative about Russia, the Ukraine fiasco. And then you see Starlink being used. And of course, the federal government paid Elon Musk to use his Starlink satellites that they gave him a license to shoot up into space at the beginning of COOF with the Ukrainian situation. I think that the Ukrainian-Russian situation is turning out to look more like an operation to just practice and put into place, many of these, the sort of the agenda, the 2030 agenda. I mean, we're seeing a lot of hoaxes, a lot of false reporting, a lot of old videos coming out of Ukraine. Who knows what's going on there? But we see another instance of Elon Musk. Oh, he cares about the people. Now the Ukrainians can get on Starlink, but from my understanding, I don't think Russia ever took out the towers in Ukraine. From my understanding, and people I know, in Ukraine, you could still get on the internet. So it just leaves you scratching. And so I feel like Elon Musk, because he speaks out against the obvious. Yeah, California, I was just in California. It was $6.79 a gallon. And so saying, yeah, we need to, the Biden administration, they should open up the oil. Yeah, obviously, that's what they shut down on day one, because this is about the consolidation of energy. We are in the Great Reset. And the more you dive into Elon Musk projects, the more it's obvious that everything he does is only contributing to what the Great Reset wants to put into place. And so I get so tired of these conservative people, and it's always the neocons. Oh, Elon, will you take over Twitter and put Trump back on Twitter? Why is this even a priority? What are you talking about? And so it's absolutely his entire story, the Elon Musk story, is also a false reality. And it's part of this larger Iron Man narrative, right? That this Tony Stark narrative that Elon Musk, oh my gosh, he comes up with these brilliant ideas and then he puts them into place. No. In fact, he didn't come up with any of his own ideas. Even in Zip2 and X.com, the code that he wrote for the businesses that he actually did make money from, they had to bring in actual engineers, software engineers, to rewrite the code because it was too bulky and it wasn't useful. So, again, am I saying that Elon Musk is a total? No, I'm not. Could he be a genius or above? Absolutely. I have no idea. I'm just looking at what I see in the world. I'm looking at the facts regarding his history. I think it's very strange that Elon Musk keeps going on that he was a poor college student. He was poor growing. No, he was never poor. Elon Musk was never poor. And he only went to wealthy private schools when he made that move from South Africa to Canada to live with his mother, of which they had an investment. His dad's side had an investment into emerald mines in South. You think that isn't real wealth? He literally talks about taking emeralds to jewelry stores in exchange for cash when he was a kid. There's literally quotes of him and his brother talking about how there was so much money when they were kids they couldn't even fit it in the safe. And yet he went in public interviews and his own book, which again I have a little web page. It talks about how Elon Musk again talks about how he was self-made, that they didn't have enough money in college and that he had to rent out, him and a friend purchased or rented out a house to have raves at to make money to go to school. Wasn't true at all. It said he came from a family that had so much money, he could be a college kid and he could literally just buy the house next door and they could do raves. And yeah, I'm sure they paid for tickets and people could go in. I mean, it's just, Bear Rabbit says Elon's mother is the prototype for the one. She literally looks like the antagonist in 101. What is her name? Cruella de Vil. She literally looks, and I have some stuff we're going to look at Cruella de Vil, Elon Musk's mother. And I don't mean to be disrespectful to anybody. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to his mother. So God bless them. I hope Elon Musk comes around. I hope he actually does follow through. But again, everything you look at, he gaslights. He tells you one thing and he does the opposite. The Twitter, the free speech, the trucker convoy. Oh, we're actually going to automate all those jobs. So all those truckers speaking out, yeah, we're going to automate them. The only thing that he said that I could really get behind was the COOF, and that he forced Alameda County and in California, they had everything shut down, and he forced his workers to go to work. He was one of the few employers, and this caused multiple lawsuits. But his whole thing was that the COOF wasn't that big of a deal. Agreeable. I agree with that. However, you look at the lawsuits, terrible working conditions. He is absolutely against any of his workers forming a union. And so you see that this whole thing, then Tesla and this sort of preeminent 21st century corporation moving us into the future, saving humanity from ourselves, is not accurate. It's not true at all. And it's just this false hope of people needing a savior figure. It was Trump in 2016. In 2020, I feel like the light has switched over to Elon Musk. And all he has to do to maintain the facade, the illusion of people seeing him as the savior, is to make one statement about the obvious. One statement about Twitter and free speech. One statement about LGBTQ pronouns and the nonsense. And then he walks it back. He voluntarily didn't get on the board. He the trucker convoy and truckers, he supports the truckers, and then he's literally building a Tesla robot to automate all trucking. What? He's talking about workers and peoples, and then he's creating the Tesla robot to literally, the goal is that they could man an entire Amazon facility, shipping facility, with no actual people, just robots. That almost sounds like that would coincide with the depopulation agenda. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, though. I'd hate to speculate on such a thing, but it almost seems like these adventures, Neuralink, putting a brain machine interface, a chip into your head. Now, again, I told you I'm going to show you some stuff. May upset a few people. I'm going to show you what they're doing to monkeys. And I won't even be able to watch all. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disheartening. But when you see what he's doing by literally cutting a hole in the skull of animals, which and then he is very open about how he wants to do this and do this to humans right now. And I have a quote from somebody who was involved with Neuralink that said it's absolutely premature to say any of this technology should be used on humans. In fact, the people behind Neuralink said, well, this should be like a last option for people who are paraplegic, who can't activate certain areas of the brain. Meanwhile, Elon Musk, when you see some of the videos he's done on YouTube, they're talking about brain-machine interface, connected to the internet, downloadable information, again, connecting with the 5G satellite Starlink that he's already put. Whoa. This isn't even what the PhDs, the other 8 people involved with Neuralink even said that the technology is supposed to do. And yet he's the one that's going to tell you how dangerous AI is. He's the one that's literally going to have a child with Grimes, who's basically an open Satanist, talking about how transhumanism, the blending of biology with machines, is going to lead to a communist utopia. Yeah, he literally had a child with her. And by the way, they're raising it non-gendered. How is it then that conservatives can view Elon Musk as a hero or a savior? What exactly does he do to even earn any of it? It's mind-blowing. The only thing he does is he says the obvious publicly, and that is enough to convince enough people. Again, because if you're any bit aware, you see the chaos that's happening in the world right now. You're seeing the Disney want to be able to groom children in kindergarten. You're seeing, the U.S., which could be energy independent, tell you how dangerous the world is, and then how they're going to financially sanction Russia. But then they're going to purchase oil from Russia and Iran and Saudi Arabia. And then that becomes too public. Oh, no, we're not going to purchase any more from Russia. Meanwhile, Russia gets on the digital currency of China. So you see then the CBDC, the central bank digital currencies, moving right along as planned. And yet the U.S., who's in fear of all this stuff, doesn't use any of its own energy. You see Elon Musk promote cryptocurrencies, then tell you, oh, it's bad for the environment. No, cryptocurrencies are bad. Meanwhile, you look at what's happening in, was it Ecuador? What is the Central American country that their president is? He's real smart. And they're using the volcanoes to do Bitcoin mining. That... Because the world is so inverted, Elon Musk, he doesn't have to do anything. He just has to say the obvious, and he gives enough people hope that they view him as a savior figure. And I'm not calling him the Antichrist, but certainly it is a typology of. Certainly there is a cult of personality regarding Elon Musk. In fact, I'm just preparing for this stream, I found out... that there's a group of people online that believe in Elon Musk so much, they call themselves Musketeers. And they believe that he's going to basically usher us into a utopia. And that is this sort of millenarian spirit. I've talked to you guys about millenarianism as a sort of apocalyptic expectation. Apocalypticism typically understands the world as dissolving into pure chaos, death, war, famine, very negative connotation. Meanwhile, millenarianism is that we're going to pass through this precipice, this threshold, and we're going to move into utopia. And this has happened multiple times, twice specifically in the United States, that Christians got filled with this millenarian spirit that they thought, we're getting ready to enter utopia. Nope. 1800s, we're getting ready to enter utopia. Nope. And I think this new transhumanist religion that I believe Elon Musk and Grimes and Ray Kurzweil, these people, I believe what they envision, what they see themselves is literally the sort of millenarian American spirit that through man's fallen endeavors, they're going to usher in utopia. You see it with Marxism. I mean, that's what Karl Marx believed that Marxism was going to lead to, that the material dialectic between capitalism and then communism, between the proletariat and the bourgeoisie, was going to lead to a classless society. And this was going to be pure utopia. And of course, the billionaire class now, yes, they use Marxist tactics, but that's just to establish global communism because they are outside the structure that they're building. And I see Elon Musk. Do you think he doesn't know there's a depopulation agenda? Do you really think Elon Musk doesn't think there's too many people on the planet? And meanwhile, he's building Neuralink microchips to put in your brain, of which Putin legalized 2 years ago. Vladimir Putin he legalized it before the U.S. did. You really think Elon Musk doesn't think that there's a purposeful agenda to collapse the fiat dollar and to get us all on digital currencies? And that you find that interesting that he's then criticizing cryptocurrencies, but you think Tesla Motors is going to accept the new U.S. CBDC, the central bank? Of course they're going to. Of course they're going to. You think that getting everybody on the electric grid with his Tesla Motors car? I watched a video of a gentleman who was late on his Tesla Motors payments, and his car was being repoed. And what Tesla did is they just turned his car on, and he took a video while he was inside his house. They just turned the car on and just pulled it out and drove it onto the repo truck. Don't you see that you're not going to own anything? And you're going to like it. Don't you think this is in confrontation? This is totally consistent with. And so Elon Musk, my point is he's the ultimate gaslighter. He says the obvious while knowing where we are going, where the Great Reset is taking us. He creates false hope that he will do something about it. Of course, he never does. And he does the exact thing that he warns about. So I got multiple articles we're going to dive into right now. Guys, smash that like, and shout out to everybody up over at Rockfin, all the fam over on Rockfin. Shout out to you guys. And so I just got a few quick announcements, and then we're going to dive right into the topic here. First one is for if anybody would like to support Church of the Eternal Logos and what we are doing here, please become a website member for $5 a month. You can have access to exclusive video content, of which there'll be 2 new videos coming out this week over at the website, one of which will be on Rockfin for the premium members over on Rockfin. And I have a few new things that I hope to get installed on the website this week. The first one is, obviously, I've talked to you guys about a premium membership. I'm going to get a premium membership going for people in which we will be getting into Zoom calls twice every month to talk about the world, state of affairs, religion, politics, anything and everything. And we're going to grow a community. You'll have access to the video content, and I'm trying to figure out how maybe I could record the video meetings every month so that if you can't make it that Thursday, you can still watch what it is we talked about and basically continue a group conversation from this point forward with the premium members. And also give you access to like unlisted videos, stuff like that. Another thing that I hope to have installed on the website this week is the ability to sponsor streams. And what I mean by that is for $250 to $300, you can purchase the stream. Right now we're doing a YouTube stream. I'm going to give viewers the ability to purchase the stream. You tell me what topic, again, not any topic is going to get me kicked off, but reasonable topics that you think are in my wheelhouse. You can purchase a stream, sponsor a stream, and I will do the research. I will dive into the topic at your request, and I will live stream it, and I'll let everybody know that this is sponsored by so-and-so, and we'll dive into it. And so I thought this is a great way to get some of you guys more involved. So that is another thing that I hope to do. A reading list is another thing I hope to have coming this week. You'll go over to the website. There should be a reading list. It's not up there yet. It's going to be on many of the topics I talk about, whether it be orthodoxy, the Western magic, Gnosticism, Asian traditions. I'm going to give you my top 5 to 10 books that I have in my library, right? The only books I'm going to give you are books that I actually have on hand. And this will then give you guys ways to dive into many of the topics I talk about. But I'm also eventually going to create the intro videos. So introduction lectures, maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours on each of these topics. So my book list on Gnosticism, it may be 8 to 10 books of the best books, but then you can purchase the $25 lecture, which will give you an overview of the entire topic, each of the books that I'm referencing, and then when you dive into them, you'll understand what it is you're reading, and that everything you're going to read is filling in the details of the lecture that is going to be a large general overview. That's also what I hope to have coming in the next month or so. And then the last thing that I hope to have up by the end of this summer is COTEL weekend retreats that I'm going to set up, as I've talked about, whether they be at a cabins here in southern Indiana, or downtown Indiana. I haven't figured out. I got to make some calls. I got to do some negotiating. But what I hope to do is have the ability for people to purchase only 10 people. So it's going to be a limited number of people. 10 people will be able to purchase the weekend retreat, the COTEL weekend retreat, where for 3 nights they're going to come to Indiana. We're all going to be staying together, and we'll be working out, lifting weights. 3 days. We'll be going to church. We'll be doing special PowerPoint presentations that I'll put together and basically doing group conversations, group presentations. And we're going to be talking about life. We're going to be talking about the world, masculinity, all this different stuff. And so that is something that I hope to have in place this coming summer. COTEL weekend retreats. It'll be a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We'll go to church Sunday morning, and then everybody can leave that Sunday. They can fly out. So it's going to be a Thursday, Friday, Saturday event, working out all 3 days. Each day is going to be filled after the gym, talking, PowerPoint presentations, lectures, discussions, group conversations, reading materials, and then we'll go to church, and then everybody can peace out. So that is something that I'm hoping to get in place by this summer. And then last thing, of course, if anybody be interested in setting up a one-on-one session, if you want to talk about life, religion, philosophy, all this different stuff, you can do so at the link that I've just posted right there in the live chat. Sign up for a one-on-one session, and love to chat with you. So, okay, with that being said, now let's just get into today's topic. All right. So first thing, again, I got so many things to show you. On the best video, there is a series of videos for some of you guys who want to dive a little bit deeper into everything that I'm talking about. There's a channel called Common Sense Skeptic. And yeah, it sounds like, based on some of the stuff I've heard him say, they certainly lean left of center, but okay, that's fine. They've done a series of videos debunking Elon Musk, really diving in deeply to many of the stuff that I want to mention. And so I want to share their link and give them a special shout out because they've done some really good work on their videos. Now, we're not going to watch it. I'm not trying to get a copyright strike or anything, but they do really good work showing the life, many of the lies, the misconceptions of Elon Musk. Now, The first one is it's really interesting when today I didn't know much about his family. I didn't know much about his mother, but I found this just online today of a few photos of Elon Musk's mother, and this is where people, again, shout out to whoever said it in the live chat, how she's sort of a Cruella de Vil figure. You can certainly see how she would look like that, but I thought it's interesting, is it Illuminati confirmed? I'm not going down there, but we see the typical magazine cover, eye covering sort of symbolism right here from Elon Musk's mother. And I just was posting a few things, here's some of the absolute ridiculousness I'm seeing from conservative people. So this guy, Liberty Lockdown with Clint Russell. This is another conservative red pillar. He's gonna let you know how it is. Prediction: by the end of the year, Elon Musk will own 51% of Twitter, and censorship will return back a decade. Bro, are you serious? Do you even know who BlackRock is? Do you even know who Vanguard is? Bro, come on. No, he's never gonna be able to own 51% of Twitter. This is an agenda. Come on. Unreal. But this is the sort of salvific figure I see so many of the neocon conservative people falling into regarding Elon Musk. And meanwhile, at the same time, he literally wants to embed microchips in people's skulls and get robots to perform brain surgery. So he tells you, man, that artificial intelligence, robots are coming, beware of robots. And then he's literally building robots. He literally wants to put microchips into your brain. And, I don't know if you guys, who Harari is, another protege of Miss Dr. Schwab. He's literally talking about how the new frontier of science is underneath your skin. The new place for data information gathering is about the biometrics underneath your skin. And so you think Elon Musk, is in opposition to this agenda while he's literally wanting to implant microchips? Of course not. And so this is just some of the nonsense that I've seen. And this is what I wanted to show you. So prepare yourself, guys. Prepare yourself. I'm not going to turn the volume on this because it's a little bit horrific. But everybody prepare yourself. I want to show you guys what his Neuralink stuff actually looks like. This is a video of the Neuralink technology on monkeys. And so you see, they literally cut open they lock them in. Look at that. They're literally locking them in, putting microchips in their brain directly, and it bleeds. This is what is so horrific about this whole thing is I don't understand how the scientists can do their science. Because if you watch these videos, and this is just one little clip, there's multiple clips you can find on the internet. These little monkeys, there's literally bleeding from where they've inserted days afterwards. And you see how sad they are. You see how depressed they are. You see how antisocial they are. And you see how in the name of science, they literally have to lock these monkeys in place to put the chips inside their brains. It's horrific. And they want to do this to people. Look, there's a monkey recently got his microchip in. Horrendous stuff. Again, I told you guys, beware. I'm not going to show too much of it, but it's absolutely horrifying. This is, and all the monkeys are dying. And this is why I have an article. I have tons of articles on here that I can share with you guys. That somebody who was involved with this project said it is way premature for Elon to be talking about implanting these things into people. That they haven't even been effective in the animals yet. And yet he goes on YouTube and promotes Neuralink with all the other scientists and PhDs talking about how they want to do this to people and how this is going to be the frontier of medicine and this is going to be the frontier of humanity and it's going to be interfacing with the internet itself. What? Responsible Medicine, a national nonprofit with more than 17,000 doctors members, filed a complaint with the USDA today against the University of California, Davis for violations of Federal Animal Welfare Act related to invasive and deadly brain experiments conducted on 23 monkeys. The UC Davis received more than $1.4 million from Elon Musk's company, Neuralink, to carry out the experiments. The complaint is based on almost 600 pages of disturbing documents released only after the Physicians Committee filed an initial public records lawsuit in 2021. Also today, the Physicians Committee filed a second public records lawsuit in Yolo County Superior Court to compel the university to release videos and photographs of the monkeys. Most of the animals had portions of their skull removed to implant electrodes in their brains as part of the research. So this is who your savior, again, Elon Musk, is actually wanting to do. Again, and I'm not gonna show any more of that stuff. It's horrific. It's absolutely horrific. But this is where, again, if anybody who's privy to the World Economic Forum, you know the Davos Group, you understand the Agenda 21, you know where the world's going by 2030. It's amazing that in the same breath, you can watch people on Twitter fall right in line and believe that Elon Musk is going to be a helping hand. He's going to save them from free speech. He's going to save them from the federal government. He's speaking out in favor of oil. He criticized LGBTQ pronouns, of which, again, if you go back here, Elon Musk insists that he actually supports trans rights after sharing a childish meme mocking people's pronouns. Yes, Elon Musk, the billionaire head of Tesla and SpaceX, said Wednesday, the 16th of December, that he absolutely supports trans people. But all these pronouns are an aesthetic nightmare. So the nightmare, it's not that people are having what used to be called gender dysphoria, a psychological diagnosis for people who think they're the opposite gender. No, that's not the problem. The problem is that the multiplicity of pronouns, it's an aesthetic issue, really. It's Elon Musk. It just violates his sort of sense of the aesthetic is what it is. Guys, smash that like if you've just joined us. And anybody, if you'd like to support and throw in a comment for today's stream, please use the Streamlabs link. That link is provided. It's pinned in the comment section. Or if you're over on Rockfin, if you could go ahead and use the Rockfin options, that is fine as well. If any of the mods could share the Streamlabs link, I'd be greatly appreciative of that. Okay, so we see that even he walks back. So again, conservatives were valorizing Elon Musk for his criticism of LGBTQ pronouns, and he walked that one back just as he has everything else. And so both Ray Kurzweil and Elon Musk are advocates of transhumanism and believe that humans should eventually become cyborgs. And I've talked to you guys before about the theology of this whole thing, that this blending, what are we as Orthodox Christians, and this is one of the unique facets, I know you guys know this, of Orthodoxy, but for somebody who may be listening that isn't aware, Orthodox Christianity promotes a concept known as theosis, a doctrine of theosis, the idea that the entire point of God creating humanity was for humanity to participate in the divine reality of God himself. And this is why God is multiple peoples with the same essence, because it's about love. And love isn't love if I only love myself. If God is only oneness and all of creation is this recapitulating process of everything moving back to myself, that means I only love myself. 3 is the first number of multiplicity, according to Pythagoras. And 3 is the number of the Trinity because love can be fully functioning among 3 persons with free will. God creates the world so that humanity with free will can choose God. Through the interaction with the divine energies, we become synergized with divinity. This is the process of humanity. Whether we had fallen or not, whether death had entered the world or not, theosis was the point. And you see the concept of theosis, eternity, life, immortality, supernatural capabilities. that is reserved for the afterlife in a Christian worldview, where we see the exact opposite within these transhumanists that want to blend us with machines created in the fallen image of humanity, so that we then become a further bastardized form that is further away from the divine image that God created us for. And that's how I see it. I'm sure that's how many Orthodox see it. But when we look at this transhumanist stuff, it's absolutely in opposition to what I believe God's intendedness for our lives. Now, does that mean, we can't use modern medicine, we can't use technology? No, that's everything. It's both and. It's more nuanced than that. But when we talk about cyborgs, that even the Neuralink stuff, the most complicated technology on this planet is biology itself. It's that which God created, not man. And man's attempt to become God, not by following Christ, not through theosis, not by participation in the divine energies, but by manipulation, by power, by money, by the consolidation of resources, that this is the future we're moving into. And this sort of cyborg future. Just read the Fourth Industrial Revolution. What does that say? What is it? What is the Fourth Industrial Revolution? Go look that up if you're not familiar. And what does it say? And so here's an article. We're not going to read all these. I got tons and tons of articles. We're not going to read this article. But this is about how Ray Kurzweil and Elon Musk are self-proclaimed transhumanists and great enthusiastic supporters of transhumanism. Oh, but that was Elon Musk way back in... Really? This is from 2021 that he's made public statements about how enthusiastic he is about transhumanism. In fact, all you have to do is go to Grimes's YouTube channel. Again, his most recent girlfriend, I believe they've broken up. They have a non-gendered child, of which I was looking at the Wikipedia in today preparation for today's stream. And where's she at? Where is Grimes at? I have Grimes's Wikipedia somewhere. Here it is. And so they have a non-gendered baby. And I do have an article trying to explain its name, XAEA-X. II or X12 or A-12. I have an explanation on what exactly all that means, but that is a non-gendered baby boy that Grimes gave birth to. And non-gendered means that's how they're raising it, not that it clearly everything's born with a sex and a gender. But then they have a second child. They have a second child that was born in January 2022. Did you guys know this one? No, I bet you guys didn't hear about this child. In January 2022, Grimes said of her relationship with Musk, I refer to him as a boyfriend. She further revealed that their second child, a daughter named Exa Dark Sidereal Musk, nicknamed Y. Huh? Her name's Exa Dark? It sounds like extra dark. Again, literally, guys, I'm going to type her name into, this is their most recent child in 2022. That's literally her name. I'm going to type it over on Rockfin too. This is literally their newest daughter's name. This is their son's name. Again, the non-gendered son. This is his name. Again, talk about depersoning. This is totally part of the depersoning process, the opposite of God. But it was born of a surrogate, via surrogate. Nickname was born in December 2021 via a surrogate. So let me get this right. Elon Musk fertilized an egg inside Grimes, and then they took that egg and implanted it into the uterus of another woman? Wow. Sounds very creepy to me. She wants to have a child, but she doesn't want to be a mother? Or I'm confused on what that whole process means. She doesn't want to give birth again, but she wants another. I don't know. Anyways, the whole point of this was if you go look at Grimes's her YouTube channel, You know, she has player of game. I don't listen to any of her music. I'm not familiar with it. I watched a few things regarding some of the lyrics of her videos. Clearly, major proponent of transhumanism, believes that it's going to usher us into a sort of utopia. And so, yeah, all you have to do is go over and read her AI Lullaby. AI Lullaby is one of her songs. Not a big fan. Again, here is her literally licking blood off a woman's face. Why is it that we see these sort of satanic motifs over and over and over again? Isn't that so strange? Funny how that works. Blood diamonds are featuring. So Grimes's Go video. I don't know. I don't listen to any of his stuff, but clearly a sort of transhumanist demonic goddess. The way she dresses is incredibly weird. Anyways, enough about Grimes. We'll move on here. So again, just looking at some of Elon Musk stuff, I got tons of stuff on his sort of this article here, and here I'll share these articles with you guys if you'd like. This article here is about his sort of faux presentation as the ultimate entrepreneur, right? Musk, he creates the idea of Tesla, Tesla, the ultimate inventor, not like Edison. No, the further you dive into it, the more you realize that Elon Musk is way more like Edison than he is like Nikola Tesla. And so Tesla was a corporation, again, the one he's most noted for, the one that is the vast majority of his billionaire wealth, was a company created by two other men, and I got an article, we'll look at that here, that he then ousted both of them. And the main guy who actually created the hardware, created the car, created the body type, created the everything, the entire technology, he forced out. And then when he wanted him out, he hired somebody to fill his place, told him he had to leave, gave him a severance package of like $62,000. And then he promised him the first Tesla car. That first car that the man who actually created Tesla was promised is the car that Elon Musk shot into space. I don't know if you guys realize this. So the car that he was supposed to give to the guy who actually created Tesla, actually came up with the ideas, actually invented it, he shot that man's car into space so he couldn't have it. What is more vindictive than that? Does that sound like this genius inventor that's here to bring prosperity to humanity? I don't think so. And so this article right here talks a lot about. There's nothing wrong with talking about how entrepreneurs like Elon Musk, their biggest talent is to can make the persona that they're geniuses, right? That Elon Musk, he's a genius. What is he? The smartest man in the world? He's Tony Stark. And that there's nothing wrong with doing this, not really, except that it creates a biased narrative representing founders as superheroes or rock stars, when in fact that communication shortcut is just another trick in their playbook. And it does distort reality. Startups do not turn into tech giants because their CEOs have superpowers. Instead, it is because their employees at every level execute well that they achieve greatness. And that narrative around the core role of startup companies is too often overlooked. Anyways, moving forward, okay. So, in such cases, Adam and D'Angelo, Facebook, then CEO of Quora, Marissa Mayer, Google, then CEO of Yahoo, Sheryl Sandberg. Oh gosh. Anyway, sometimes they get credit for building entire parts of their company's business, like Paul Buchit, Jonathan Golden, who built Airbnb, and Austin Geit, leader of the expansion team at Uber. In most cases, however, the employee's role, the startup success, is passed over in silence. That's a problem because a lot of the people dream they could be Elon Musk when they would actually be better off working as a core employee in a startup. Anyways, this goes on to talk about that it's not that he is some genius of his success. It talks about, again, how leading Zip2, Zip2 is the way that he actually made his money. He did not participate in PayPal. And I have some more articles here. But anyways, if you guys want to see that article, you can in that. Debunking the myth of Elon Musk as founder of various companies. This article I wanted to read to you guys. And so Elon Musk is for many a living myth. A living myth. His original point of view on technology and business, as well as his ability to revolutionize all the industries in which he has been involved as a businessman, have made him a kind of King Midas of the 21st century who turns everything he touches into gold. The real-life so-called Tony Stark is often praised as the father of companies that have set and continue to set a pace at which technology is developed. Among his most successful creations would be PayPal, Tesla, SpaceX, Solarcity, Neuralink, and the Boring Company. However, in reality, Elon Musk has only been a founder of 3 of these companies. And so Elon Musk on PayPal. PayPal is the company which Musk began to forge the Wonder Boy halo that accompanies him today. However, this popular online payment system did not come, as many believe, from the prolific brain of the then young South African. PayPal, originally named Confinity, was founded in December of 1998 by Max Levchin and Peter Thiel and Luke Nosek. The company's initial goal was to develop security software for electronic devices. However, it was unsuccessful in that niche and shifted its focus to digital payments. The first version of its electronic payment system was launched in 1999. By then, Elon Musk was CEO of X.com, an online bank that he had founded with Harris Fricker and Christopher Payne and Ed Ho, of which Ed Ho, and I believe it was Christopher Payne, I think it was Fricker and Ho, absolutely butted heads with Elon Musk, and they ended up leaving the entire project, and took all the engineers with them. And this is where X.com basically lost all their money. They didn't have a product anymore. They didn't have all the engineers anymore. And this is when Confinity came in and bought up X.com, incorporated into Confinity, and turned into what's called PayPal. Musk's company was an enormous potential, saw the enormous potential Confinity had in 2000 and bought it. No, X didn't buy it. Confinity bought X.com. And I've read that from multiple sources. So again, if you guys want to fact check me, you can. But from everything I've read, this article is wrong. Confinity purchased X.com and eventually outed Musk as one of I think he was like the technological developer or something for the company. And they had to get rid of him. So when PayPal became PayPal as we know it today and made all the money, and Peter Thiel made Elon Musk was just a shareholder. He was already kicked out. He wasn't even part of it. Yeah, in 2002, PayPal was bought by eBay for about $1.5 billion. And Elon Musk, the company's largest shareholder, took his first $100 million. But he wasn't actually part of the daily operations. He wasn't part of the technology. He wasn't even part of PayPal per se. He was a shareholder. Look at Tesla. Another of feats attributed to Musk is the creation of Tesla, the company that bet on developing and popularizing electric cars when no one was talking about them. However, in 2004, when Musk's name was associated with Tesla, the company was already over a year old. Its original creators, Martin Eberhard, which is who Elon Musk had a huge problem with. Martin Eberhard was I believe he was a professor, and he had a serious background in the automotive industry. And he's the one that saw the Prius and the Porsche together in a parking lot. And he thought, what would it be if I could take the electronic components of the Prius and make a sports car? And this is where he literally designed and created the Tesla Roadster. Now, Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning, they created Tesla, they founded Tesla, they were building Teslas, and they needed more funding. And as they needed more funding, they reached out to Elon Musk, who was then a big name in Silicon Valley. Musk participated in the company's first round of financing and in the development of the first model, the Roadster, but it wasn't until 2008 that he took the role of CEO. Following a series of internal conflicts that resulted in a legal settlement in 2009, Elon Musk was given the title of a co-founder of Tesla. He wasn't the co-founder of Tesla. In fact, he did everything he could to get both co-founders gone. Now, Mark Tarpenning, He stayed there much longer, but Musk did not get along with the Martin Eberhard, the guy who was the mastermind and the real brains behind creating the actual vehicle. And so you look at Tesla, he didn't come up with the car. He didn't come up with the designs. He didn't found the company. He invested money, and through his money and his power and his leverage, took over the central CEO position of Tesla. That's how it worked. SpaceX. Is there a company in which Elon Musk deserves the title of founder? It is SpaceX. The one who is now one of the richest men in the world was about to lose all the money he made from the sale of PayPal to finance his dream of taking humans to Mars. But again, I have articles here that talks about, again, we'll find it. I got so many articles. It talks about how, the whole idea that we're on the verge of going to Mars, not even close. It's totally a fanciful dream. They haven't even gone to the moon, guys. SpaceX, which again, I'm very skeptical of moon landings in general. Anybody getting out of the Van Allen belt, I'd like to see a little bit more stronger evidence for that. But they haven't even gone to the moon, and they're talking about going to. This is again the gaslighting, the amount of funding they get. What are they doing with all that money? What are they doing with all that research? And then there's a big kerfuffle here with Solarcity. That Tesla, again, here it is. Although the billionaire was the father of the idea and participated in the initial financing of the company, it wasn't until 2016 that Solarcity was acquired by Tesla and renamed Tesla Energy. Elon bought Solarcity, a solar panel company that he originally that he created. He bought Solarcity with Tesla and paid himself the money. So all the money that Tesla had acquired from the stockholders, from the investments, from the revenue, even though again that's part of the whole overinflation valuation for Tesla is the is their actual revenue versus how much they spend, but the whole thing was that he used Tesla as a corporation to purchase. This was a total violation. There was a lawsuit filed that, and of course, he had so much money out. We'll find in one of these articles. Again, I've got like 30 articles here. I'm going to start moving through. But a total an illegal procedure. Musk purchased Solarcity with the money of Tesla, and now it's called Tesla Energy. But he basically paid himself. So he bought his own company with his own company and doubled his revenue by doing it. Doubled his profit, doubled his worth. Neuralink. This was founded again by 8 other people, all of which were PhDs and actual specialties in their fields. What can we really expect from Elon Musk's Tesla robot? So this is talking about making a robot look and even behave like human figures. One of these, it talks about mundane tasks like screwing bolts or doing grocery trips. And then what do we think Tesla bot will actually do? And so Musk is describing what sounds to be like human workers at an Amazon warehouse. Again, so right, Amazon during the coup, right? What was some of the places that were still open? Well, Walmart, Amazon. The essentials, right? The essential. If you have a small business, that's unessential. But the essential places, they're still in business. You can still work there and make money. But he's literally building a bot to have a fully automated workforce inside Amazon warehouses using his Tesla bot. Of course, right? Here's an article on Elon Musk is a total fraud. This is from the New York Post, just talking about Tesla's market value, how exactly all the stocks work. So the Tesla driver was killed while test driving the autopiloted Model X. And the impact decimated half the car. So in 2017, Elon Musk promised fully autonomous self-driving vehicles. We are in 2022, and they still don't actually exist in the ways that he promised that they would in 2017. Now, he made the promises 15, 16. He said they would be in function in 2017. It's 2022. They're still not here. This is what I'm talking about, the gaslighting of really much of what you start to look into. SpaceX, Musk touts as replacing NASA and colonizing Mars, has been a literal failure to launch. So many of his rockets have burned up or crashed that Musk, for reasons unknown, has made a blooper reel. The Hyperloop, right? He got all this money for the Hyperloop, right? He's going to build a Hyperloop from LA to San Francisco. This was part of then the Boring Company. Never happened. He was going to build a Hyperloop from Washington, D.C. to New York. Never happened. And you see, again, these promises that he makes, that they just fall short time and time and time again. Here, if you guys want to read this article in detail, I'll share it with you here in the live chat. There's that link. And then here for Rockfin, everybody over at Rockfin, here is that link as well. Next article. Elon Musk, a mission to save the world. This is his biography that was written by another person, Anna Crowley Redding, a riveting and beautifully designed biography that shows how a once bullied schoolboy became an iconic visionary who the New York Times described as arguably the most important and successful entrepreneur in the world. Elon Musk is the visionary behind SpaceX and CEO of the electric car company Tesla. Notice how she doesn't say founder of Tesla, because he's not. He is working on unique and daring improvements to both public transit and solar energy. And then there's the highly publicized plans for colonizing Mars. And so this whole book then is about how Elon Musk is on a mission to save the world. He's going to save the world. Sounds like Pinky and the Brain. This is part of then this whole theme for the stream, is that Elon Musk is not your savior. Elon Musk is not here to save you. Elon Musk is, like all billionaires, here to make money, here to acquire power, here to influence, and here to exert his will onto reality. I mean, how do conservatives think that a man who has children, a surrogate child with a woman who's basically an open communist, Satanist, transhumanist, and Grimes, and has already had a biological child which she birthed, which they are rearing at or bringing up as non-gendered, that has some crazy ass name, which we'll get to here in a minute, that he's going to save you from Klaus Schwab? Are you an idiot? He's going to save you from the Indian dude at Twitter who's going to... Are you an idiot? You must be an idiot. Next one. Former employees say Elon Musk was an absolutely terrible boss. He barely kept in touch with the company. Here's an article. If you guys want to read more, you can. I'm not going to read this article. I'm going to read an excerpt from an article in which he had a secretary who worked for him for, I think it was like 12 years, 10 years or something. He had a secretary that worked for him, and she did everything as to even schedule the appointments for him to go play with his own children. So she was laying out his entire schedule every day, did this for years, I believe 12 years. We'll find it here in one of these articles. And she asked for a raise. Rightfully so, right? I mean, he's now the wealthiest man in the world. A woman who's been with him for years, his personal secretary, asked for a raise. Elon Musk told her to go on a vacation, and that 2-week vacation. So he told her, go on a 2-week vacation, that we'll figure out how essential you are to the company. When she came back, he said, we figured out how to get along without you, and he fired her. That's the kind of... dude, if you have that much money, you couldn't raise her salary or her job, $20 an hour? You couldn't do that? This is your personal assistant. This is a woman who literally knows your entire life, all the people you interact with, schedules your daily activities, ask for a raise, you send her on a 2-week vacation, and then you fire her. And I have that article coming up in one of these things. Unbelievable. Here's an article on, this is the meaning of this crazy name of Elon Musk's son with Grimes. So what does this crazy name mean? So what's the backstory on the baby's name? Grimes tweeted a full breakdown on Tuesday. Okay, so X is the unknown variable. Okay, so what? You're naming, so the first letter of your child's name is because X is an unknown variable. Okay, maybe they're into mathematics. Maybe this is just an algebra equation. Next, the AE in Elven spelling of AI or artificial intelligence. What? I thought Elon Musk was warning us about artificial intelligence and how demonic it is and how it's going to totally replace humanity and how there could be a Terminator scenario where it dominates the planet and there could be an immortal dictator in the name of AI. I thought he was warning us about that. And then he, with Grimes, puts the Elven spelling for AI as part of his son's name. What? I don't understand. And then A12 equals the precursor to the SR-17, our favorite aircraft. It has no weapons, no defenses, just speed, great in battle, but non-violent. And then the plus, the A equals the Archangel, my favorite song from Metal Rat. What the heck? Yeah. So that is... Look, he promoted it. This is Elon Musk tweeting out his son's name. The X, which stands for variable, here it is, the X for the variable, the Elven spelling for artificial intelligence, A12 representing their favorite aircraft, and then Musk. What the... Could you get any weirder than that? What the heck? Here's an article written in 2020 that Elon Musk is pardon the French, a shithead. And this is talking about, basically what I've been saying is that he is a sort of the latest model in the smartphone in regards to a false savior hero archetype. So Elon Musk, it was Donald Trump from 2016 to 2020. Now, basically from 2020 moving forward, it's Elon Musk. And so this one is a little bit dumb because it's upset with him for criticizing the COOF, which I'm actually a bit in favor of myself. So that's actually where I kind of agree with Elon, is the actual deadliness of the COOF and the virus. Of course, it's all about the spike proteins, and really now we're seeing everything come out about the jibby jabs, and again, the higher levels of spike proteins. So anyways, I digress. Elon Musk and Grimes announced birth of their gender-neutral baby. Right, the gender-neutral baby. Excellent. Here's another one. Elon Musk, the world's richest con man. Here's an article. I'll share this with you guys as well. Okay, so the world's richest con man. Recently, Tesla stock rose by almost 5%, pushing Musk's net worth up to $183.8 billion. Again, this is the man who fired his secretary because she asked for a raise. This makes the self-styled celebrity the world's richest man, surpassing Amazon's infamous... Now Bezos is taking him, so he's no longer. For Musk's cult of free market fanboys, this simply proves his genius, a fair reward for the most brilliant inventor. But what really is behind the Tesla empire, and what has Musk actually invented? And so, rightfully so, this goes into calling out the fact that he hasn't invented much of anything, that if you're going to give him credit, he does hire quality people, that whether it be SpaceX or Tesla, yes, he gets rid of the founders, but he does bring in, quality PhDs, quality minds to help invent and catalyze and move forward many of his enterprises. You can see this with Neuralink. Many of the prominent people on the board and working on Neuralink, they're all PhDs. Now, in my opinion, that's a terrible idea. He's talking about AI, and he wants to put a microchip in your brain, which, again, we already watched those videos of what they're doing to monkeys and the lawsuits that have come out due to it. But here is another article, again, really criticizing Elon Musk and Tesla and the whole valuation of the company and this sort of that's why I think it's almost like that Musk has some type of negotiation or contract or agreement with the federal government, because it seems like they could totally go in and like bust up this sort of faux presentation of the Tesla motors and how much it's over-evaluated, force it to see its books, force to see where is its value. But they don't. In fact, I saw that multiple people of like the Senate, they like invested in Tesla and electric cars right when Biden got into office. One of the earlier things he did. So he shut off the pipeline, and then he said that the U.S., the White House car caravan or whatever, all the vehicles are going to be electric in the future, which then shot Tesla's stock up even further. And that's why he made so much money in 2020, and he's just continued to make more money in 2021 since even Biden got into office. So next one, billionaires won't save the world. Just look at Elon Musk. And so here's an article, again, criticizing Elon Musk. This is from the Institute of Policy Studies, looking at what it is and how he's actually going to save the world. And so he's going to colonize Mars, but it's really, really unlikely. Is Elon Musk a fraud? Alameda County, California has caved to Tesla CEO's demand to let him reopen his factory. And so this one I don't totally agree with, that people got really upset because he forced workers to go back to work in his Tesla factories during the coup when everybody else was shut down. And because he had so much money, he dared the county to force him to stop him from doing it, of which they just capitulated, turned a blind eye. And in my mind, I'm with Sweden. No lockdown, natural immunity. Let people get it. Herd immunity. Let people get it. And so I'm with him. But again, you saw how he flip-flopped. Like, again, what was another thing? I've told you, Elon Musk, he says the obvious. Remember, he talked about this COOFID thing. It's really strange, and that he tested 4 times. He tested positive for 2, and then he tested negative twice. But has he ever come out and then condemned the mRNA technology? Do you think he doesn't know what that is? Do you think he doesn't know what that's doing to people? Come on. Here's an article from RT. Elon Musk, less eccentric icon, more con artist, represents the entire smoke and mirrors game of the U.S. financial market. The world's newly crowned richest person built his fortune on Tesla, a grossly overvalued company that sells about 500,000 cars a year, yet is worth vastly more than Toyota, which sells 11 million cars a year. He's bubble boy extraordinaire, and that's the whole thing. Imagine that. Tesla Motors only sells 500,000 cars a year. 500,000. Yet they're worth more as a company than Toyota, who sells 11 million. And then they have a lot more other products that Toyota's a part of. Same with Honda and all. What? Tesla CEO and SpaceX founder Elon Musk recently overtook Amazon's Jeff Bezos as the richest man in the world. Again, the whole Tony Stark image. On the day that Musk overtook Bezos in net worth, January 7th, his wealth stood at about $195 billion US. $195 billion, which is $10 billion more than Bezos, after Tesla's shares had jumped 8% that day. But here's the thing about Musk's wealth. It is tied almost entirely to Tesla. That is to say that Musk does not have $195 billion in cash. He only has wealth on paper. In fact, signs of the billionaire being cash poor have already shown and were widely reported. On May 1st, he tweeted that he would sell almost all physical possessions and own no house, which was seen by some as on-brand eccentricity. but is really a sign that Musk sees a looming financial reckoning, which is evident by the fact that he also said Tesla stocks are, quote, too high in that same tweet storm. He has even been quoted in court documents admitting that he doesn't have that much cash and has, quote, debt against his SpaceX and Tesla stock. That was a keen assessment by Musk and was even stated before Tesla made major moves later in the year. In December, JP Morgan analysts advised against buying any Tesla shares in the lead up to the company joining the S&P 500 at the end of the month. We recommend investors not weight Tesla shares in their portfolio in equal proportion to the S&P because Tesla shares are, in our view, and by virtually every conventional metric, not only overvaluated, but dramatically so, the bank said, justifying their assessment based on the fact that Tesla primarily makes money from selling emission credits, a revenue stream that is being dried up, and the fact that they simply could never sell enough cars to justify their current market capitalization. So again, another article talking about the dramatic overvaluation of Tesla. Here is a really interesting one. Again, he's against the Great Reset. He's going to save us, right? Elon Musk is pro-American. Tesla to pay China $323 million a year in taxes for factory site. And so there's a Tesla factory that's being built just outside Shanghai, of course, that beautiful city that's now on Chinese CCP lockdown, which I'm sure all you guys have seen the horrid videos of. That Tesla, they created their largest factory over in China with the expectation that they're going to start making cheaper cars and they're going to start selling them to the Chinese, the Tesla Motors. Now, everybody knows that to open a factory and do business in China means that China has to have access to the company and the books and know what's going on. That's how the CCP works. And so Tesla Inc. agreed to pay China 2.2 billion yuan, that's 323 million in USD a year in taxes, as part of a deal with local authorities to build an electric vehicle factory on the outskirts of Shanghai. Under the terms of the lease with the Shanghai government, Tesla must start generating an annual tax revenue at the end of 2023 or hand the land back, the company's latest quarterly filings show. The U.S. company must also pour 14.08 billion yuan in capital investment into the plant over the next 5 years, according to the lease. Tesla's first overseas plan is aimed at avoiding tariffs and keeping prices down in the world's largest electrical vehicle market. So, do you really think that somebody who is in opposition to a global great reset, a global consolidating effort, would be spending so much money to establish a foothold in China to sell his electric cars? I personally think not. Here's another article. Elon Musk wants clean power, but Tesla's carrying Bitcoin's dirty baggage. Oh my gosh, Bitcoin is so dirty. Tesla's boss, Elon Musk, is a poster child of low-carbon technology. Yes, because we all know that the grid, the electric grid, definitely isn't powered by carbon. Yeah, obviously. So for those of you who don't know, this whole thing about electric cars, if you're living in California, you saw that the California government told people that be prepared that we're going to have to start rationing electricity. You're not going to be able to charge your car. That 90% of the coal plants and the oil production and it's for the powering of the grid. That's for plugging in stuff in your wall. That's for charging the cars. That's for keeping the lights on. It's not from putting oil in your car. No, the majority of oil and petrol production is to power the grid, not to power your Prius or to power your Malibu, your Chevy Malibu, whatever you drive, your pickup truck. No. And so this whole green climate change, your cars are toxifying the planet. No, the electric grid, even if that was true, let's not even assume their premise. Let's just say if the premise is true that oil and petrol oil and coal is bad for the planet, okay, that the majority of the emissions comes from powering the electric grid, which you want people to get in electric cars, i.e. Pete Buttigieg, which then forces a higher energy demand on the electric grid, which is going to force us to burn more oil and more carbon if everybody drove electric cars than if we just kept doing what we're already doing. And then for Elon Musk to come out and say, oh yeah, Tesla is no longer going to accept Bitcoin because we care about the environment. What? What? It just makes no sense. It literally hurts your brain to try to come to a logical conclusion unless maybe it's all a show. It's not what you think it is. It's not what you think it is. And so, there's that. And then I have another article on like the dirty, what is it? There it is. Elon Musk says Tesla will stop accepting Bitcoin for car purchases, citing environmental concerns. Yes, because we all know how Bitcoin is so environmentally dangerous. Oh my gosh. I mean, give me a break. It's more environmentally dangerous for more people to own Tesla cars and put more stress on the grid than it is for people to purchase a vehicle in a Bitcoin. Like, what? You have to be kidding me. And the whole thing is about mining Bitcoins and crypto mining and all this stuff is, well, the energy demands. And he referenced like some group in Texas and how detrimental they are to the environment. Give me a break. That's why some of you guys are going to know, I believe is it Ecuador? Is it Nicaragua? One of the Central American countries, the president is using the volcano to power Bitcoin mining, which is like ingenious. That's exactly what we're doing. We're seeing that Bitcoin is actually, cryptocurrencies are actually forcing people because they want to mine more. They want to mine more of the crypto. So they want to use more energy efficient ways, and using natural energy like a volcano, like thermal energy, makes a hell of a lot more sense to then, which is actually moving us in the green direction, which again, we all know that this isn't really what they want. The whole climate change thing is about a worship of nature. It's about reverting us back to paganism, and it's about disempowering people and taking away their ability to provide. So anyways, sorry, Elon Musk, but it's now clear that colonizing Mars is unlikely and a bad idea. So this article, this is from the Conversation and Academic Rigor Journalistic Flair. So this is other scholars in this field really criticizing the idea. So this is a professor of physics. Andrew Coates is the author, really criticizing the idea that we're ever going to be able to colonize Mars, at least in this lifetime or the next. And even if we could get a spacecraft to Mars, which I'm very skeptical of, that whole thing, that it's very unlikely and it's probably a bad idea. It's a suicide mission. So again, if you guys want to read this, I'll share this in the live chat real quick. Guys, please smash. It's El Salvador. Thank you. Somebody in the chat. It is El Salvador. Thank you. Is it Alonzo? Thank you very much, brother. It is El Salvador is the country that is totally moving in the right direction regarding the crypto stuff. And that's off topic, tangent, but that president then makes me question, like, what's going on in El Salvador? How is he not killed if he's trying to go in opposition to the US dollar and all this different stuff? Anyways, who knows? But you guys can check out this article. Here's one. My very experienced mentor says Elon Musk is a fraud. Should I listen to him? And this talks about all the things that he's created that have been a fail. The Hyperloop fail, Tesla truck fail, Tesla semi fail, Starlink fail, or he says will fail. Tesla self-driving car, epic fail. Vegas loop fail, and so on. And so then this person has a really great comment that anyone who does a little bit of research will find out that he is a con man. He makes empty promises and attacks people who speaks out against. Recently, a video exposing Tesla's full self-driving car scam was copyright striked. The unfortunate thing is he has a huge number of followers who just believe whatever he tells them. I will give you a few examples. And then the Hyperloop, the self-driving cars, the Starlink, terraforming Mars, They're not going to happen. They're not going to happen, but I guarantee you he's going to allocate a lot of resources and money in the promises that he will. The fate of Elon Musk's assistant is a cautionary tale for negotiating salary. So this is where I found Elon's test. So Mary Beth Brown was by his side day in and day out for 12 years. This is how Elon Musk really appreciates human relationships. Was with him for 12 years. Okay. It helped with him with everything, travel, services, different kinds of jobs, even times for him to spend time with his children, scheduling all that stuff. Accordingly, Brown, she even made business decisions and wanted to be compensated at the level of an executive. Now, maybe the executive was a bit much, but I'm sure he could have negotiated something. She wanted a raise. Musk's next move was deeply utilitarian. He told Brown to take 2 weeks off, and if she was really indispensable, her absence would be truly felt. When Brown showed up for work after her hiatus, Musk informed her they had learned to operate without her, and her position was no longer available. Come on, guys. Come on. Next one, Elon Musk's Neuralink is neuroscience theater. And this is one really diving into the science and how Neuralink as a last resort may be beneficial for like electrical stimulation to certain parts of the brain that may be atrophy, somebody may have brain damage, and there may be, so there's potential for it in these regards. But in 2020, Elon Musk did a YouTube live with people from the company, and he talked about in the Joe Rogan thing, really promising outlandish claims that Neuralink cannot provide. And this article then is talking about how Neuralink is neuroscience theater. So the way that he wants to be able to, access the internet with the microchip and again, his own 5G Starlink satellites that the U.S. government allowed him to shoot up into the atmosphere, that this is fiction. This is AI, theater, neuroscience theater. But it doesn't mean he's not trying, and doesn't mean that he's not telling us all that that's where we need to go. Next one, Elon Musk has massive conflict of interest in Tesla's Solarcity deal, but that won't stop it. That's when he paid himself with he's the CEO of Tesla, which he didn't found, ran out the guys who did found it, and then he purchased Solarcity, which was failing, with Tesla, calls it Tesla Energy now. And so as the sole owner of Solarcity, purchased it with Tesla, paid himself as the owner of Solarcity with the stock and the over-evaluated worth of Tesla. Wow. So that was technically illegal, but because there's so much money, nobody was going to stop it. Elon Musk won't be joining Twitter's board of directors after all. So this is the most recent news that what just happened today is he purchases the largest single share of Twitter, 9%, of which BlackRock and Vanguard both own more. I think they're both at like 8% or something. So together they own 16%. It's not going to happen. Again, that crazy conservative dude that thinks that he's going to own 51% of Twitter in the next... Dude, stop. It's not going to happen. This was all just another one of these public displays of like stating the obvious. Twitter censors free speech. This is the new public square, Elon Musk says. Uses $1 billion of his $190-some billion to purchase 9% of Twitter. And then... Oh, do you want to be on the board? You're going to have to do a background check, and we're going to look. Oh, no, thanks. So then he decides not to be on the board and therefore has no actual influence on Twitter's policy. So, again, not going to save your free speech. Next one is Elon Musk a Republican? This is Fox News Business. And then I love this one. Take the red pill. But it's a red rose. And isn't the red rose the international symbol for socialism? Because anybody that posts the red pill posts the little pill emoji that is yellow and red. Nobody says take the red pill and post a red rose, which is internationally and used on Twitter specifically as a symbol for socialism. So very strange. And this whole thing is that Elon Musk says that he's physically conservative, but he's socially liberal. This one is Elon Musk and the World Economic Forum, and this is from Medium.com, and talks about how he's an outsider, but it talks about how he's Elon Musk is pro-human, and when you look at the world, the fourth industrial revolution, this is anti-human. He literally owns Neuralink. What are you talking about, lady? So this is by Opal Rozelle. Come on, lady. Next one is the FCC approved SpaceX to deploy up to 1 million small antennas for Starlink internet network. This is for a global 5G network. So if you've ever looked into some of the 5G and the potential health hazards related, well, it's in full go now. It's in full go with SpaceX. So congratulations, Elon Musk, really dominating the 5G market. Really a truth and trendsetter there. Elon Musk talks Starlink, 5G, education, and more at Satellite 2020. Again, promoting a lot of the things that anybody who is red-pilled and dove into a lot of these things would be very critical of. This article, Neuralink co-founder quits weeks after hinting brain-tweaking software could reanimate dinosaurs in Jurassic Park situation. Now, I don't know about that. This is Max Hodak. But it's interesting if you look at these companies and even some of the Neuralink, many of the founding members, they leave. Tesla, Musk will take over. He'll force people out, and then they end up leaving. Fake co-founder of Neuralink calls Musk's ideas immature before mega launch. And so Elon Musk got really upset with people talking about the immaturity and the premature nature of the use of some of his Neuralink technology. Elon Musk unveils Fitbit in your skull, brain chip, and demonstrates on pig. Oh, great. Okay, who's going to sign up? Who wants to sign up? Get your brain chip in your brain. You can be just like the swine that we've already practiced it on. Next is Elon Musk warns AI could create an immortal dictator, which we can never escape. Yet then he goes on to create many of the technology that would be important to substantiate and establish this Terminator figure, which again, in another article, he calls a Terminator. Elon Musk warned of a Terminator-like AI apocalypse. Now he's building a Tesla robot. Exactly, the gaslighting that I keep talking about. He states the obvious: beware of artificial intelligence. It's coming. It's scary. It's going to try to dominate humanity, which we already see that they're doing. And then he goes and creates a Tesla robot, which I showed earlier, that he wants to be able to basically man an entire Amazon warehouse with Tesla robots. And then here's one. Elon Musk, the real Iron Man. The real Iron Man. Yeah. This is Steve Wozniak accuses Elon Musk and Tesla of telling lies. Again, I think what he's upset with is the overvaluation of the Tesla stock. Elon Musk reveals why Cybertruck window smashed. Yeah, he says, well, in the other demonstrations, it may have cracked the window. We're not sure, but that's probably why. Could be. Maybe it was just junk. The cult of Elon Musk. And so here's a good one that I'll share with you guys then. This is the ending, and this is the cult of Elon Musk, the Musketeers. And so what is Elon Musk's personal philosophy? Well, it actually comes from the book by Isaac Asimov, Foundation. And so the novel depicts a genius learning using a scientific method that the galaxy is headed for another dark age. By using behavioral psychology, he plans out a way to mitigate the damage done to civilization during that time. This includes creating scientific colonies on other planets. Sound familiar? Musk wants to colonize Mars so that our civilization would not collapse should some catastrophic event on Earth occur and cause our complete downfall. This is a long-term plan, as space colonization is not going to be a feasible possibility within our lifetimes, our children's, or even our grandchildren's lifetime. Hence, Musk's commitment to battling climate change. It's all very admirable and adds to the positive figure of Elon Musk. Yeah. So, anyways, all this is going to conclude our stream. Elon Musk is not your savior, guys. He's not here to save you. He's not even here to help you. He's here to make money. He's like every other billionaire. He's egotistical. And I'm not saying that he doesn't, maybe he does want the best for us, but certainly his non-gendered AI A12 child is not indicative of somebody with traditional family values. It's very impersonal. It's very non-human. The way that they've named their child. Then him and Grimes had a surrogate mother for a child that they had together. Very strange to me. I didn't even get into the whole Indonesia thing where the Indonesian, like a soccer team or something was stuck in a cave, and Elon Musk said he was going to create a submarine. And the lead diver, the guy who actually rescued all these people from this cave, said, no, you can't because of the pinch. Let me see if I can find it. Because of, here it is. So this was the cave. You see the people are stuck and there's all this water in the cave. It goes way down and does this V, very, very sharp, abrupt turn where the divers actually had to take their tanks off to swim under it and then pull the tanks with them to get to the other side. And so, Elon Musk said he was going to create a metal submarine. Well, the guy said a metal submarine's not going to work, dude. This is just a publicity stunt. Elon Musk then paid a guy $50,000 to do a background check and accused the British diver who rescued these guys of being a pedophile. So very, very strange, very, very strange stuff. But, anyways, what I was showing you guys is this right here. You see that right down where the diver is, it gets very, very sharp, and that you actually couldn't swim through there with your oxygen tank on. So the divers had to take their oxygen tank off and swim under it and then bring their tanks with them. That's why the soccer team or the people were stuck because of all the water. Very dangerous situation, and the British diver who Elon Musk said was a pedophile was the one who saved them and turned out not to be a pedophile and sued Elon Musk, and then they settled or whatever. So anyways, guys, Elon Musk is not your savior. Jesus Christ is your savior. And with that, I'm going to end today's stream. So God bless everyone, and smash that like. And if anybody wants to throw in a super chat, you can do so with the Streamlabs link. It's posted in the live chat. Also, everybody over on Rockfin, feel free to super chat using the Rockfin link there. That would definitely work. All right, let's get to the super chats. So, smash that like, guys. First super chat comes from Meta Ninjas. Meta Ninja throws in $5 and says, attended my first liturgy 2 weeks ago. Well, God, excellent, Meta Ninja. Way to go to liturgy. Really love it. So God bless you, brother. Hope you enjoyed it and hope you continue to go. So Meta Ninja, shout out to Meta Ninjas for a super chat. Thank you very much for the support, brother. And thank you for attending liturgy. Excellent stuff. So God bless you and yours, brother. And thank you for the support, Meta Ninjas. Meta Ninjas throws us another super chat in. It says, I came across a Hollywood dancer, i.e. an escort, who works exclusively for high-end parties. I was a driver once upon a time, and one of those parties was hosted by Elon. She says that Elon's parties are no different than weird European parties. So I assume that means sort of the satanic imagery, maybe people wearing masks, certainly drugs and sexual. That's probably how he met Grimes. How the heck did Elon Musk meet Grimes? It was probably at one of those weird parties. So again, Meta Ninjas throwing in another super chat. Thank you so much, brother, for the $5 super chat. He says, I came across a Hollywood dancer and escort who works exclusively for high-end parties. I was a driver once upon a time, and one of those parties was hosted by Elon. She says that Elon's parties are no different than, quote, weird European parties. Next super chat comes from Frankie D. Shout out to Frankie D with the $5 super chat. And he says, it's interesting that Paul says women are saved by childbirth, and the transhumanist push for the test tube child that are not birthed. Even Logos saw fit to be born through the Theotokos. Frankie D, exactly right, brother. I totally agree with you. I was talking about this at church yesterday, about our image of the Theotokos and motherhood and birthing and going from the virgin, going from a pure woman to a mother, that the church elevates these two things as iconic, as empowering, as beautiful. And the way that when we look at the world, we look at the sterility, we look at the non-virginity. So the world promotes women to have as much promiscuous sex as possible, and then it promotes women to not have children. And so the image of the world right now is advocating for women to do the exact opposite of the Theotokos, the woman in which God saw fit to be birthed through. So great point. And yeah, I think the whole transhumanist stuff, I mean, we're literally moving into the matrix. We're literally moving into the matrix of the system feasting on us as batteries. I mean, that's kind of what the whole point of the demonic corporation videos I did last time, is that the corporations as corpses, as dead entities, are literally being energized and feeding upon us all. So shout out to you, Frankie D. Great point in your super chat. Frankie D throws in another super chat. Shout out to Frankie D and Meta Ninjas. Thank you very much for another $5 super chat. Says, whoa, Elon sounds just like Edison. Fitting that his company is called Tesla. Perhaps there is a spirit of theft that these people worship. In this age, thieves and swindlers are glorified as captains of industry. Like Jay said, our world is run on scams. It really is. I would totally back up Jay with that, because that's what I noticed the more I dove into the research for the tonight's stream. Is it literally is like Elon Musk literally is a scam. Now, again, what I point out is I can't say that he's not good at running his companies. He may be very good at running his companies. I don't have a personal opinion on that. All I can say is the whole narrative, the narrative of him as a genius, the narrative of him of creating all these companies, the narrative of him going from poor boy to rich guy to Tony Stark, it's not true. He grew up rich. His family was rich. He was always financially supported by his parents. Yes, him and his brother made Zip2.com, and they sold that and made a considerable amount of money. No, he didn't create PayPal. No, he didn't create Tesla Motors. No, he didn't create Neuralink. All these things were actually created by actual people with a specialty and a profession in these things. And so it's his bankroll, and then what he is really good at is getting into these companies, bankrolling them, and then taking them over, and then basically branding them as his own. And that's what he's done throughout his career. No doubt about that. And just like SpaceX, he has hired great rocket scientists. Now, Elon Musk is not a rocket scientist, but he's created, and he funds this persona that he himself is this tech genius, and that he is this billionaire genius that is getting all these things right, and that he's a rocket scientist. You know, like look at the SNL skits. He totally feeds this false worldview of him, no doubt about that. And so I believe Elon Musk, to a degree, is a sort of scammer, a thief to a degree. But at the same, I can't say that he's not really. He may be a genius. He may have a genius level IQ. I don't know. But the more you dive into the details of his story and his come ups, it doesn't come together. He's not a Tony Stark figure for sure. Other than being maybe a billionaire, egotistical guy. But I don't even see him as self-sacrificial, personally. That's my personal opinion. Anyways, that's the super chat from Frankie D. Thank you so much, brother, for the super chats tonight by Frankie D. Next super chat comes from Gimma's Journey Grace. And Gimma's Journey Grace throws in 5... is that pounds or euro? And it says, hey, thanks for speaking up on Tis Bad Man. He is trying to cure autism, which you can't cure. Yeah, I'm I'm not too sure about his endeavors in curing autism, but Gimma's Journey Grace, God bless you. I'm glad that you're back, and I hope you are continuing your journey into orthodoxy. But yes, thank you very much for your super chat, and I think Elon Musk is certainly a man that needs some sort of corrective narrative regarding his public persona. So thank you very much, Gimma's Journey's Grace. And this is the last super chat. Let me see if there's any over on Rockfin. There is no super chats over on Rockfin. And so, guys, if you would like to support, please use the Streamlabs link to throw in a super chat here before hopping off, or use the live chat or the option on YouTube if you so prefer. Last super chat comes from See Me Rollin', which is always a great supporter of the stream. Shout out to See Me Rollin'. Throws in $5 and says, "Hey DPH, will you consider doing another lifting stream? Perhaps something along the lines of from simpin to liftin', or to liftin' from simpin', or better yet, from simpin' to pimpin'." All right. Just kidding on the last one there. Stay up. Well, thank you so much, See Me Rollin'. And yeah, I'll do that after Lent's over. So after Pascha and we get done with the Lenten fast, I planned on this summer getting back into a lot of the fitness stuff, maybe making a few new fitness videos on building your body, exercises, stuff like that. And so hypertrophy lifting. So I'll definitely do a stream on lifting and power, just bodybuilding, getting fit and all that different stuff. I'll do that after Lent. So See Me Rolling. Let me write that down. I definitely plan on doing that after Lent. So I like the from simpin' to liftin'. That is a clever title. I like that. So you will See Me Rolling. You will eventually see a stream probably in the next 3 or 4 weeks on from simpin' to liftin'. So really looking forward to that. Again, thank you so much, See Me Rolling. We got a couple more super chats that just came in here. Shout out to Meta Ninjas. My gosh, that's 3 super chats, 3 $5 super chats. Thank you so much, Meta Ninjas, for all your support, brother. Really, really appreciate it. And Meta Ninjas throws in $5 and says, "Appreciate the stream." Well, thank you so much, Meta Ninjas. Appreciate your support, brother. Thanks, and I'm glad you liked it. Guys, please smash that like if you can. Shout out to Chase Haggard. Chase, you going to be at Montanica this year? He says, "Dang, I missed the whole stream. We'll have to watch later. Your beard's looking formidable." Thank you so much, Chase. I appreciate it, brother. Basically not going to let it get too much longer than this. This is basically the beard. Going to maintain it. But thank you very much, Chase, brother. I hope you are going to Montanica this year. Let me know if you've already got a place to stay or not. If you don't have a place to stay, I may have an option for you. So shout out to Chase Haggard, our brother of Tristan and nephew of Merrill Haggard. Oh, he says, "I don't think so." Oh, well, that's too bad, Chase. That's too bad. He says, "God willing, I will be. Would love to see you." Yeah, would love to see you too, brother. It'd be a lot of fun. I think this year is going to be a lot of fun. So that's unfortunate, but anyways, that looks like again. Last super chat comes from Frankie. Not Frankie D, just Frankie throws in $10. No comment. So thank you so much, Frankie. Let me give a special shout out to all the super chatters. Let me check Rockfin again. No super chats over on Rockfin. Special shout out to Frankie. Special shout out to Meta Ninjas. Special shout out to See Me Rollin', to Gimma's Journey Grace. Shout out to her. God bless you in your journey to orthodoxy. Shout out to Frankie D. And shout out to that looks like it's it. Chase Haggard says, "I'm going to try." Well, I hope you can make it, brother. I really do. So with that being said, guys, please smash that like this year. LeeBoy2K1 says, "David, is Jay attending Montanica this year?" No, Jay is not going to be making it this year. From my knowledge, it is Metropolitan Jonah, Abbot Shrifan, myself, Michael Witkoff, and Father Deacon Dr. Ananias. We also have a guest speaker that a lot of you are going to be familiar with, but that will be announced at the event, and a couple other people in the Orthodox community that may or may not be in attendance at the event. And this year is going to be much bigger than the one last year. Last year, I think we had around 80 people show up. This year, we're going to have 120 tickets. So, and we're going to be in Butte. We're going to have a beautiful Serbian church to be a part of. So, Montana is going to be a lot of fun this year. It's going to be a little bit more organized than it was last year, but last year was a lot of fun. It was great to spend time and meet everybody. But this year is going to be a lot of fun as well. So, Chase, I hope you can make it, brother. Would love to spend time with you and chat with you again and see. In June, it's going to be a lot clearer. So, Montana is going to be a lot clearer than it was when we were there in, what was it, August of last year? August of last year. So, guys, please smash that like. Thank you all for being here. And I will see you all again, most likely Wednesday, with another live stream. So please smash that like. Become a website member if you would like to support Church of the Eternal Logos. Remember, the best way you can support is to become a website member for $5 a month. I'd greatly appreciate that. And so I will see you all Wednesday. So until then, as always,